Think cutting fatty foods is enough to fix high cholesterol? Not quite. Some fruits may help your body manage cholesterol better and support your heart in ways many people still overlook. Welcome to the Fresh Fuel Guide. High cholesterol often causes no obvious symptoms, yet it can quietly raise the risk of atherosclerosis, heart attack, and stroke when LDL cholesterol stays elevated over time. Major heart health organizations continue to emphasize the role of fiber-rich, plant-based, whole foods in cholesterol management. In this video, you and Emma will walk through 6 standout fruits and the reasons they deserve a place in the diet of anyone trying to manage blood lipids more effectively. Number 1. Avocado helps lower LDL cholesterol. When people hear the word high cholesterol, many immediately assume they need to cut out all fats. But that idea is incomplete. What the body really needs is not to eliminate fat at all costs, but to replace less healthy fats with better ones. And avocado is a very clear example of that. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats and provide fiber and a natural amount of plant sterols. These components may help improve cholesterol profiles when avocado replaces more saturated fat in the diet. Mayo Clinic includes avocado among foods that may help improve cholesterol. And recent reviews also suggest that avocado intake is associated with lower LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol in some groups, especially people with dyslipidemia. The key point is that avocado does not work like a cholesterol-lowering drug. It delivers the most value when used to replace less healthy fat sources, such as butter, fatty meats, creamy sauces, or ultra-processed foods. In other words, the benefit of avocado does not come from eating as much as possible. It comes from helping meals become more balanced, more satisfying, and more supportive of heart health. Some meta-analyses also suggest that avocado intake, within an appropriate eating pattern, does not show clear harmful effects on body weight in most studies. But that still does not mean unlimited intake is a smart idea. A practical serving is about 1/4 to 1/2 of an avocado per day. Depending on your overall meal plan, it can be added to salads, whole grain toast, eggs, or beans, or used in place of sauces higher in saturated fat. Put simply, if high cholesterol has made you fear fat so much that your meals have become dry and joyless, avocado is the first reminder that the body does not need less fat at any cost. It needs a better kind of fat. But this is only the beginning, because the next fruit is far more familiar, much easier to find, and carries a kind of fiber that your liver and gut can use to move cholesterol in a better direction. Number 2. Apples help lower LDL cholesterol. If avocado makes you rethink fat, apples highlight a different but equally valuable mechanism: soluble fiber. Harvard notes that one medium apple provides about 3 grams of fiber and contains soluble fiber, as well as phytochemicals such as quercetin, catechin, and chlorogenic acid. Within that fiber profile, pectin is the component most often discussed in relation to cholesterol. Harvard Health also includes apples among fruits rich in pectin, a type of soluble fiber that can help lower LDL cholesterol. The key is how soluble fiber works. According to the American Heart Association, soluble fiber such as pectin can lower lipid levels, and pectin-rich fruits can help improve cholesterol. Put simply, pectin can help bind cholesterol and bile acids in the gut, supporting their removal rather than allowing them to be reabsorbed. That is why apples are more than just a light snack. They can be a useful part of a heart-supportive eating pattern. Recent reviews also suggest that regular apple intake is associated with improvements in total and LDL cholesterol in adults. Although the effect size still depends on the amount consumed, duration, and overall dietary pattern. The most effective way to use apples is to eat them whole, with the skin on, rather than juicing them. Apple skin provides extra polyphenols, while juice usually removes much of the fiber, which is the very part that matters most for cholesterol. You can eat apples as a snack, add them to oatmeal, or pair them with unsweetened nut butter for greater satiety. Put simply, apples are not a miracle that will erase high cholesterol in a few days. But they are a very smart choice if you want to move LDL in a better direction through small changes you can actually sustain. And the next part is even more interesting, because it focuses on brightly colored fruits whose real advantage is not just their appearance, but their potential to help protect LDL from oxidation. Number 3. Berries help protect LDL from oxidation. If apples stand out because of soluble fiber, then berries deserve attention for a different reason, helping protect LDL from oxidation. That matters because LDL is a concern not only when it rises, but also when it becomes oxidized, since oxidized LDL is more closely involved in the development of plaque within arterial walls. Fruits such as blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are rich in anthocyanins, the pigments responsible for their deep red, purple, and blue colors, and these are among the polyphenols most studied for cardiovascular benefits. Reviews and meta-analyses suggest that anthocyanins or anthocyanin-rich berries may improve certain lipid markers, including lowering LDL, lowering triglycerides, and raising HDL in some study settings. What makes berries especially valuable is that they may support heart health beyond cholesterol numbers alone. Mechanistic research suggests anthocyanins can help inhibit LDL oxidation through multiple antioxidant pathways. Put simply, berries are not a magic fix that erases high cholesterol after a few servings, but they can be a very smart part of a heart-supportive eating pattern, especially when they replace processed sugary snacks. The American Heart Association has also highlighted links between anthocyanins from foods such as blueberries and strawberries and cardiovascular benefits, including lower risk for certain heart events. The most effective way to use them is to eat them whole, fresh, or frozen, without adding sugar, syrup, or sweet cream. You can add berries to unsweetened yogurt, oatmeal, salads, or use them as a snack. Put simply, if avocado helps you rethink fat and apples help you use soluble fiber more wisely, berries are the reminder that the vibrant color of food can also carry real benefits for arteries and cholesterol. And the next fruit group deserves even closer attention, because it supports heart health while also carrying an important warning that people taking cholesterol-lowering medication should not ignore. Number 4. Citrus fruits help support lower cholesterol. If berries stand out for helping protect LDL from oxidation, then citrus fruits deserve attention for their soluble fiber and flavonoids, such as hesperidin. Recent reviews suggest that hesperidin and citrus flavonone extracts may improve several cardiovascular markers, including LDL cholesterol, total cholesterol, and triglycerides. In some studies, broader reviews of citrus products also suggest potential benefits for dyslipidemia management. What makes this fruit group especially useful is that it combines multiple helpful mechanisms. Oranges and grapefruit do not just provide vitamin C and polyphenols, they also provide soluble fiber, especially when eaten whole rather than juiced. Put simply, if apples help you use pectin in a familiar way, citrus fruits expand the picture by adding flavonoids that may support vascular function and lipid health. That is why oranges, mandarins, and especially grapefruit often appear in heart-supportive eating patterns, as long as they are eaten as whole fruit rather than turned into juice with most of the fiber removed. There is one detail that matters even more than the praise for grapefruit itself. Grapefruit can interact with certain medicines, including some statins. Mayo Clinic notes that grapefruit juice can interfere with enzymes that break down statins in the digestive system, potentially prolonging their effects and increasing the risk of side effects. That does not mean everyone on a statin must completely avoid grapefruit, but it does mean anyone taking a cholesterol-lowering medication should ask a doctor or pharmacist whether their specific statin is affected, rather than guessing. The smartest way to use citrus is to prioritize whole oranges, mandarins, or grapefruit, without added sugar or condensed milk. Be especially careful with grapefruit if you take medication. Put simply, citrus fruits are a valuable part of a cholesterol-supportive diet, but they also remind you that eating smarter is not only about knowing what is healthy. It is also about knowing what to avoid in the right context. The next fruit brings the conversation back to something gentler, less controversial, and especially practical for people who want more fiber without making meals complicated. Number 5. Pears help increase soluble fiber. After citrus fruits, pears are another very useful choice if your goal is to increase soluble fiber in a simple, easy way. A systematic review on pears found that one medium pear provides about 6 grams of fiber. Much of that value comes from the fruit eaten whole, especially when the skin is left on. Reviews of dietary fiber also highlight that apples, pears, and citrus fruits are rich sources of pectin. Pectin is the soluble fiber most often discussed in relation to cholesterol support. The value of pears does not come from beating apples or becoming the only fruit you need. What matters more is that pears offer a practical way to raise total daily fiber intake without making meals feel heavy or complicated. Soluble fiber, such as pectin, may help manage cholesterol by binding to bile acids in the gut, promoting greater excretion and less reabsorption. At the same time, the total fiber in whole fruit can improve fullness and support steadier digestion. In other words, pears are not a secret weapon reserved only for people with high cholesterol. They are a smart choice for anyone looking for heart-healthy meals. The most effective way to use pears is to eat them whole, with the skin on. After thorough washing, the peel contains additional pectin, lignin, and polyphenols, so peeling it completely removes the part that adds the most value in terms of fiber and plant compounds. Pears are also easy to work into daily eating, as a snack, sliced into oatmeal, added to fruit salads, or paired with unsweetened nut butter. Put simply, if apples are the familiar way to add pectin, pears are a softer, gentler extension of that same strategy while still supporting a healthier lipid profile. And the final fruit coming next is lighter and a little unexpected, because people usually associate it with vitamin C and immunity, while its more interesting role goes beyond that. Number 6. Kiwi helps support lipids and vascular health. Most people think of kiwi and immediately think of vitamin C. That is not wrong, but it is not the whole story. Kiwi also provides soluble fiber, potassium, and several antioxidant compounds, making it more relevant for people trying to manage blood lipids and protect heart health. Some studies and reviews suggest that kiwi may help improve certain cardiovascular markers, including lipid profile and vascular function in some groups, although the effect still depends on the overall eating pattern rather than kiwi alone. What makes kiwi especially useful is that it is a fairly nutritious fruit. It is not as sugary as many people assume, and it comes with fiber that helps slow absorption and support fullness better than processed sweets. At the same time, its potassium content is another plus for cardiovascular health, especially in a diet where many people consume too much sodium and not enough potassium-rich foods. In other words, kiwi is not a miracle fruit that can single-handedly fix cholesterol, but it is a smart addition if you want your snacks to become less harmful and more supportive of vascular health. The most effective way to use kiwi is to eat it whole, without adding sugar or sweetened condensed milk, and use it as a snack in place of cakes or overly sweet desserts. It can be eaten on its own, mixed into unsweetened yogurt, or paired with oatmeal for extra fiber. Put simply, if avocado helps you rethink fat, apples and pears help you use soluble fiber, berries help protect LDL from oxidation, and citrus adds flavonoid support, then kiwi is the final reminder that even a small fruit can make your overall eating pattern more heart-friendly. If you want more smart nutrition strategies for managing cholesterol and protecting your heart, subscribe and follow Fresh Fuel Guide for the next videos. And do not click away yet. Because the ultimate health hack coming next will connect all 6 fruits into one practical rule worth remembering. How to use fruit to support healthier blood lipids without accidentally driving up sugar and triglycerides. After everything, the most important thing to remember is this: no single fruit can erase high cholesterol on its own. But some fruits can help move your numbers in a better direction when they are part of a smart overall eating pattern. Avocados help replace less healthy fats with healthier ones. Apples and pears increase soluble fiber such as pectin, which can help reduce cholesterol absorption. Berries bring anthocyanins that may help protect LDL from oxidation. Citrus fruits add flavonoids and fiber. But grapefruit deserves special caution if you take certain statins. And kiwi is a reminder that even a small fruit can make your eating pattern more heart-friendly. Current heart health guidance continues to emphasize eating patterns rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and legumes, rather than relying on one miracle food. So if you really want to optimize your diet for high cholesterol, remember 3 simple rules. Choose whole fruit instead of juice. Eat a wider range of colors to get a broader mix of plant compounds. And do not turn fruit into a sugar-heavy dessert by adding syrup, condensed milk, or overly sweet toppings. At the same time, do not ignore the part that many people always want to skip: movement. The American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week or 75 minutes of vigorous activity. Because eating well while staying inactive is still a pretty unreliable way to support your body. There is one more point worth remembering. If you are taking cholesterol-lowering medicine, especially certain statins, do not assume grapefruit is automatically safe just because it is a healthy fruit. Grapefruit can raise medication levels in the body in some cases. Ask your doctor or pharmacist first. If you think this video is worth sharing, please pass it along to family, friends, or anyone looking to manage cholesterol in a more natural way. And I would also love to know this: out of today's 6 fruits, which one feels easiest for you to add to your routine? Avocado, apple, berries, citrus, pear, or kiwi? Comment on the fruit you would choose below so I can see it, and I will read and respond to your questions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Wishing you strong health and a resilient heart every day.